Please subscribe, like, comment and share this video. And now let's get to it. London, with a population of nearly 9 million all coming out of quarantine to get fit, active and socialise. In lockdown you wouldn't see many people for the fear of catching COVID, but now since the ease, the streets are returning to their bustling self, more people venturing outside in hope for interaction. I wanted to show everyone what life was like in Greater London. Everyone's experience of the pandemic is different, and this is a glimpse of my experience post-lockdown. Social distancing became the new norm, and many have felt the toll of quarantine. We have those who are in need of food and shelter, while others chuck away uneaten meals, polluting the earth once more. As lockdown is lifted and we are given more freedom, allowed to go to the park and now able to meet in groups of 6, we are savouring every moment to be outside and enjoy nature. There's a lesson to be learnt from everything. We need to treat each other and the planet we live on with respect. Otherwise, what we deem as everyday life will be no longer. Although there isn't much greenery near my studio apartment, there is a small park about 15 minutes walk which I go to every day. By the amount of people and cars on the street, it actually doesn't feel like there was any pandemic. On my way to the park, I still see remains of support for the NHS, and although protests for Black Lives Matter are mainly in central London, they are still reaching the Greater London areas. Living in London, I felt quite lucky. During lockdown, I saw signs of people and had interactions during quarantine, but living by myself did become tiring at times. The ease of lockdown has provided us with access to a more normal life. There are now far more buses, cars and bikes on the streets than during lockdown, which is what makes it difficult to believe that we were ever in a lockdown. It's funny to see that although we all have freedom, we're still glued to our phones in hope for interaction. This is the nearest park to my house that I go to for a walk every day. I think this pandemic has brought us closer together and made us cherish the people in our lives. A lot of the benches are more than 2 meters apart, so I did find this a bit funny. Why would you barricade something if it's following the quarantine measures? I also felt a bit sad for the park cafe that was closed. It was always nice to grab a drink or a snack. Although most places are still closed for the fear of a second wave, you can still enjoy your time, be it sipping a cup of tea, walking your dog, or having a friendly game of tennis. The more I walked through the park, the less it felt like we were in a pandemic. Apart from all the signs which told us to stay 2 meters apart, everything felt like it did before. 2 days after lockdown eased, the park was full of people sunbathing. The park provided me with a change of scenery during lockdown compared to my 25-meter squared studio apartment. I would see a few cats on the way and even got friendly with a fox who I gave treats to. As we got further into the ease of lockdown, I decided to meet with a friend and we had a picnic near Primrose Hill. Visiting central London felt fun again, but central London was not as full of life as it once was. Bridges and stations, which used to be full of people bumping into each other, had so much space that you felt smaller than you actually were. At the entrance of Waterloo Station, it said to wear a face covering, but as I went further in, very few people followed the rules. One of the noticeable differences at Waterloo was the reduced services, the lack of people, and the fact that I couldn't buy a train ticket with cash. a bit worried about travelling home by train. I've heard of people getting stopped and asked why they were travelling. I didn't know what exactly classified as a necessary journey, but I hope I'll be fine. I took the train for the first time in 3 months to visit home and prepare for my move from London back to Surrey. Notices of keeping distance plastered everywhere, and the trains, which were almost empty, was not what I was used to for weekend travel. It felt a bit eerie passing all these empty car parks and train stations. Kind of felt like I was in some post-apocalyptic film. Even Clapham Junction, which was usually full of life, was almost empty. The journey went quite smoothly. It was actually about 10 minutes longer than usual, but I had things to do. I worked on my portfolio for my university hand-in, and the time actually went quite quickly. Luckily, I wasn't stopped and asked why I was travelling, and as I arrived to Woking, I saw the exact same scene that I was seeing throughout my journey. The whole platform was empty, and as I made my way through the station, I think I only saw maybe 2 or 3 people. The lifts at Woking Station are right at the end of the platform, and because I was really excited to see my mum, damaging my suitcase was the price I had to pay. As the lockdown eases and we go back into socialising, the norm has definitely changed, but I hope that these 3 months have brought us closer together with the people we truly love. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. If you want to check out my Instagram, link is in the description box below.